belief isn't enough if your body doesn't feel safe. I want to talk to you today on this topic because it's something that I hear so often. People say, well, all you need is to believe in yourself and to believe that it's possible. And it's not that simple. So I want to dive into this with you today. If you've been doing all the mindset work and you've been journaling, you've been visualizing, and you think that you believe, but you still feel stuck, the truth is manifestation doesn't happen in the mind alone. If your body doesn't feel safe, it's not going to let you go there because your nervous system is there to protect you. And so I want you to think back on anything in your life where you've been like, I want to call this in, or I want to create this or that. Maybe it's you want to call in or you want to create $1 million in your business. When you say those words, I'm going to create $1 million in my business, is there any physical sensation in your body? Is there any tightness in your chest or your jaw or your stomach? Whatever it is that you're saying that you want to create or you would like to happen, that is a stretch, right? We're talking about vision here. Notice any signs in your body, because your body is going to give you clues as to if it's in alignment or not with what it is that you say that you want. Because there's definitely this myth around just putting your mind over matter, right? We may have been sold the belief that we just need to say something enough times in order for us to believe that it's true. But I'm sure that if you have gone the kind of traditional manifestation route in the past, I'm sure you've said some things and you've heard some words that have come out of your mouth that you've been trying to manifest. And then there may be this other voice that comes in that's like, no, but that's ridiculous, or that's not possible for you, or your body may feel like this is really uncomfortable. And the truth is their bodies or your body in that situation is not suddenly going to feel relaxed just because you tell it to relax. So you can say to yourself, like, I love myself deeply, or I create $1 million every year effortlessly in my business. But if there's resistance in the body and you say it and there's no connection with the body, or there is connection, but it's actually really uncomfortable, that's not going to go away simply by just saying that more. It's just by overriding it, right? So there does get to be another way. And it's not that you don't want the thing that you say that you want. It's that your nervous system may associate what it is that you are asking for with danger, right? With the unknown. Even if they are things that you know you do want. Things like success or love, or even more intimacy, more visibility, more money, right? Those desires may be really true for you, but the body is not in alignment and on board with that because it feels so different to its current reality, or it feels so different to what it's experienced in the past. And so it creates this disconnect and ultimately can create this nervous system response around it feeling like it's dangerous to go there. And that's why the body can resist something that you may know really on a soul level that you do deeply desire to experience or to create for yourself. And this can quite often come up where clients will come to me in the beginning and they'll say, I just know I have this feeling like I'm here to experience more, I'm here to create more, I'm here to show up in a totally different level to what I currently am. That inner knowing is true. And so it's about building the bridge between what the current reality is and in a way where the body is on board. So you're not feeling like you're constantly pushing stuff uphill and doing things that are counteracting one another, or simply ignoring what is real, what is present in the body. Because your nervous system is built to protect you and not necessarily to manifest. So you can't expand into that future that your body still sees as unsafe. So you'll unconsciously self-sabotage yourself, or go into a freeze response, or distract or avoid whatever your coping mechanism is, not because there's something wrong with you, but because that's the nervous system's job. It's literally doing its job. It's saying, no, let's not do this. Let's not go there. It's trying to keep you safe. So there's nothing wrong with that, but it's really understanding that, you know, the nervous system was built to protect you, not to manifest. And we do also get to have it on board with us. So this can show up as procrastination, as feeling overwhelmed all the time, as going through burnout cycles, people pleasing, feeling really uncomfortable standing in your own power. And it can also represent as feeling guilty for setting boundaries as well. Like there can be this guilt around prioritizing yourself or your vision or your dream, when you tune into the stories that you may be telling yourself around how that would impact others around you. And really understanding that it is all about protection. So I want to talk to why belief isn't enough. Because you hear this a lot. You just need to believe in yourself. You just need to believe in your vision enough and it will happen. Yes, belief does have a place, and it is important to have this sense of self-assuredness in the way that you're creating and the choices that you're making in the direction that you're moving in. But ultimately, your body has its own language, and you can say all you want, like, I feel safe to be seen, and I feel, I'm receiving so much in my life, and whatever it is. But if you're clenching up, or if you're feeling tension in the body, that is your sign that actually, you know what, there's some work to be done on that nervous system level, because your body is not believing what is coming out of your mouth. And again, I'm sure you've experienced this, where you've done mirror work and you're trying to say these affirmative, positive things, and there can either feel like a disconnect, like just numbness, flat line, nothing in the body, or you can feel this physical reaction, like, ooh, tense. You may feel sick even. You may feel just really uncomfortable, like there's a knot in your stomach. And ultimately, that's the body saying no, right? That's the body saying, no, don't believe that, don't want to do that, not going there. And this is why, if you're holding and knowing that you're stepping into a bigger vision, somatic work is a must, is a priority, because you have to involve your whole system into that creation process, not just your mind, not just your mind. And when we think about really tuning in and tapping into our intuition, a lot of the time, that also resides in the body and actually grounding it into the body. So you need to create and work with your body so that it can actually hold the life that you want. Because think about it, there is a difference in your body from the version that you are now to the version who can hold more money, who can hold more impact, who can love at such depths beyond what may be perceived as possible for you at this current time. Ultimately, that version of you has capacity. It has capacity to really hold a lot more without the nervous system going into this survival mode, we'll call it. right? But there's many different phases that the nervous system and many different responses that the nervous system may activate and may be present for you individually, uniquely. And also understand that your nervous system can be activated in different ways by different scenarios. So yes, you may have a predominant response, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to be activated through those other areas. And really, it is something that you can build. It's not something that you just have to be like, well, that's just how my nervous system is, so I'm just going to accept it. No, you can embody, you can train your nervous system. So I want to go into the work that I do and how the 4 pillars that I move through with my clients really focus on solving a part of this. So, as you know, the physical is a big pillar for me. When I think about the physical and being able to cultivate and really hold that vision, it's ultimately a body that feels safe in holding more. So how do we create a body that feels safe to hold more? We use things like strength training. Think about it. In the gym, when you're lifting weights, it's uncomfortable. You're having to build your capacity to physically hold more, to be in the discomfort and to be on that journey of forever pushing your limits, right? I've been training in the gym since I was 14. Every time I go into the gym, it is challenging. I feel this resistance. I want to take it easier. And then it's like, no, we're going in, we're leaning in, and we're doing the thing. It also, underneath the physical element, the physical pillar, is about somatic resets and daily body rituals that really build physical safety. Because without physical safety, we are not going to feel safe to explore emotions or feel emotions. We're not going to feel safe to actually even feel sensation, even if it's not connected to an emotion. So when your body feels strong, grounded, and really present, it stops perceiving growth as a threat. And that's really important. The second pillar is identity. And this is where we really rewire how you see yourself at a core level. We work with embodiment, belief, repatterning, visualization. And the visualization, it's not just to keep it in the head, it's actually to notice, oh, this version of me walks like this. This version of me makes these kind of choices on the day-to-day basis. She communicates in this way. She holds herself in this way. And through noticing those little minute details, we start to actually embody it now in the day-to-day. Because you can shift so much through really going in deep to the identity work. And then we go deeper into capacity. And with the capacity, it's about expanding your nervous system's ability to actually receive without any of the other stuff that comes with it. So this is through doing things like boundaries and nervous system work and energy audits to really increase how much your system can hold without collapsing. And that's really important. So to stop leaking energy, ultimately, and to start operating from overflow. And that's a huge transition. That's a huge shift. That capacity piece is also doing an audit around what is unique for you, because you'll have things that will really give you energy and things that will really feel draining on your energy, and they will be unique to you. And so you get to uncover that and really explore on the day-to-day what actually gives you energy, what actually lights you up, what feels inspiring to you and what doesn't. And then we can start to orientate your days to really harness those things that do actually give you energy. And then the fourth pillar is nourishment. And it's about creating a life, an environment that actually sustains you. This is really important because otherwise you're in depletion. You feel like you're giving everything to everyone else and outside of yourself. And there is nothing that you are really giving back to yourself. So that nourishment piece, yes, it's nutrition, but it's also things like self-care and consumptions on all levels. Like, what are you having in your space, your environment? What are you consuming through media, through music, through whatever it is? Because your inputs shape your internal landscape. And I really want you to hear that. So we don't just need to feed your body, we also need to feed the vision that it is that you're desiring to create. And that really inspires you and leads you forward with that. So this is my invitation for you. If you've been doing some work on yourself, some mindset work, you've been trying to cultivate self-belief and you feel like you're just not getting anywhere with it, this is your invitation to really drop into the body, start to go into the somatic practices, and really first get an audit of where you at. Where's your body clenching when you're saying something that you're calling in, that you're wanting to create? Your nervous system will allow you to go it the long haul. It will allow you to really stay in your power, in your center, no matter what comes your way, to not doubt yourself, to not abandon your vision for someone else, to feel like you are so connected with your intuition that you have full trust that you can actually follow it. And yes, we do get to couple the intuition with data. I'm not saying you just like go blindly in, but it is a guiding light. It is a North Star. And then we back it up with data, with strategy, with other pieces. So I'm going to leave it there tonight. Sending you so much love, and I will see you tomorrow.